I saw in the local newspapers online that there was a series of sexual assaults and harassments. I think it was 3 in 1 week, with all different locations within Epsom and Jewel. You'd get more people, local people, come over to see if you're okay if you shout fire than if you was to shout rape. We need to stop teaching girls not to get raped, and we need to teach boys not to rape. My name is Kira and I'm 23 years old, and I'm the founder of Epsom Women and Girls Network, and we recently launched our very first campaign, Epsom Against Sexual Violence. We are campaigning for street lights to be turned back on between 1 a.m. and 5 a.m. within Epsom, and we are asking the council to change all pubs, bars, restaurants licences to have the Ask Angela scheme on. The other thing that we are doing at Epsom Women and Girls Network is it has been delayed because of COVID. However, we are setting up a support group for women and girls who live in Epsom to come together, share experiences, have guest speakers, and receive support for any type of sexual harassment or assault that they have gone through. It started after I saw in the local newspapers online that there was a series of sexual assaults and harassments. I think it was 3 in 1 week, with all different locations within Epsom and Jewel. This kind of left me feeling a bit worried and scared. So I thought to myself, if I feel like this, other women and girls must feel the same. So I created a survey just purely out of curiosity, and 150 women and girls in Epsom took part in that survey. So then, with the results of the survey confirming how I felt and how other women and girls felt, this led to me kind of starting to plan a campaign. From looking at police figures, it's been on the rise every single year for the last 10 years. So I really feel that Epsom and your council have been trying to sweep it under the carpet, because we wouldn't think it is our number one crime in Epsom. We'd normally think it's drugs or theft. The police hadn't really been pushing this message of awareness. When it comes to police presence, we're very aware that police presence does not make everybody feel safe. So we don't believe police presence is always the answer. But I think the police need to really push the awareness via social media, where a lot of young girls and young women are going to look for these type of information. And I think that they need to kind of really explain the reporting process, because we've had so many young women and girls come to us who have had an experience or been through a traumatic experience, and they haven't reported because they didn't want to feel like they were being blamed. So I think pushing kind of how they do kind of go through that process and what support is available is something the police really need to look into. The biggest issue is education. We need to really look into how sex education is taught. Only 14% of girls have been taught about consent at school, which is ridiculous. So I think looking at education, but looking at boys' education, I feel that it's enough that we need to stop teaching girls not to get raped, and we need to teach boys not to rape and what is acceptable and what isn't. So education is 100% the priority. I think community-wise, for too long we've looked at gender-based violence as a women's issue, when I personally believe it is a male issue. So I think coming together as men and women and the whole of the community to stand up, call it out, and just look out for each other is a really important step, because often we kind of are taught that if you are in a situation where you're being assaulted or being raped, you'd get more people, local people, come over to see if you're okay if you shout fire than if you was to shout rape. People can first of all get involved and help by following us on social media and liking, sharing all of our posts, and just getting the word out there about what we're doing and drawing more attention so women and girls know that we care about them.
If you feel as though you or someone you know may have been affected by some of the topics discussed within this interview, please feel free to contact one of these helplines. These are listed sexual assault and sexual abuse helplines for the UK.